ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता साधक संजीवनी 6th chapter Dhyana Yoga verses 24 to 28. Description of meditation on God who is attributeless and formless with its fruit. Verses 24 and 25. Sankalpa prabhavan कामांस त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् अशेषतः मनसेवे इन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः शनैः शनैः उपरमेत् बुद्ध्या धृति गृहीत्या आत्मा संस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किंचित् अपि चिन्तयेत्. Completely giving up all desires arising from thoughts of the world and fully restraining the senses from all sides by the mind, with his intellect set in firmness, he should gradually attain tranquility. With the mind fixed on God, he should not think of anything else. Comment. The thought of worldly things, persons and incidents etc. comes to the mind, and when the man is attached to it, it becomes a sankalpa, that is, pursuit of the mind. This seed of pursuit sprouts and grows into the plant of desire because a man perceives the two sides, the favorable and the unfavorable of the thought. Thus, the desire born of thought should be completely abandoned. The objects of five senses, sound, touch, color, taste and smell, should be fully restrained by the mind. Samatantaha means that the mind also should not think of the sensual pleasures, and in the mind there should not be any temptation for worldly praise, honor and comfort, etc. in the least. One who practices meditation should resolve to renounce affinity with all material objects. A striver should not feel dejected and disappointed that he has not been successful in meditation on God after practicing for a long time. He should have patience and determination that he has to attain God, whatsoever may happen, because there is no gain better than this. Thus, he should control his intellect without caring for the worldly pleasures, praise, honor, and comfort, etc. In being indifferent to the worldly pleasures, he should not make haste, but he should become indifferent gradually and finally become quiet. He should have neither attachment nor aversion for the pursuits of the mind. Here, attainment of quietude, tranquility, has been mentioned because God, the sentient, is beyond the excess of mind, the evolute of matter, which is insentient. As a lamp which receives light from the sun can't illumine the sun, so the mind which receives energy from God can't have an access to him. Secondly, in the world there is nothing but affliction. Therefore, it is futile to think of the world. So, he should become quite tranquil and indifferent. Moreover, when a striver meditates upon the thoughts of past incidents etc. come to the mind, which have no existence then, but a striver by accepting their existence strengthens them. So he should remain indifferent to them without having attachment or aversion for them. They will perish in the same way as they are born. We have our constant affinity with God. We are His and He is ours. So a striver, by accepting the fact that He is always established in Him, should sit quietly without thinking of anything. He should not accept his affinity with the thought which comes to his mind itself. By doing so, the thought will perish and he will be fixed in God because he always remains fixed in Him. What course a striver should adopt if he is unable to attain tranquility is explained in the next verse. Verse 26. Yato yato nishchalti manas chanchalam asthiram tatas tato niyamye tadatmani eva vasham nayayet. By whatever cause the restless and unsteady mind wanders away, he should restrain it from that and repeatedly concentrate it on God. Comment. The mind does not remain steady in the aim fixed by the striver, so it is called unsteady. It thinks of the worldly pleasures and objects, so it is called restless. It means that it neither is fixed on God nor renounces the world. Therefore, a striver should restrain it from the worldly objects and thoughts with discrimination and place safely at the feet of the Lord. He should be cautious in subduing the fickle and unsteady mind. He should not be lax in it. It means that the striver should understand that the base and illuminator of those objects and thoughts is only God. This is concentration on God. Devices to concentrate the mind on God. Number 1. The striver should restrain the mind when it is diverted to persons, things, and circumstances, etc., and concentrate it again and again on God. Number 2. All the beings and things in this universe are the manifestations of God. So he should understand that whatever thought comes to his mind is nothing but God. Thus, he should concentrate his mind on God. Number 3. Rubbish which was stored inside begins to come out at the time of meditation, because when he was busy with other activities, it could not get an outlet. By thinking so, a striver should not be perturbed. He should rather continue his efforts to concentrate his mind. Number 4. A striver can't meditate on God because he meditates on Him by accepting himself of the world, while really he is God's. Therefore, he should accept the reality, I am only God's and only God is mine. I am not of the body and the world, and the body and the world are not mine. By accepting this reality of his affinity for God, the mind will be concentrated on him naturally. Number 5. A striver should not leave any piece of work pending. He should either do the work first or remove its thought from his mind and then start meditation on God with a calm mind. Number 6. He should do away with all pursuits and distractions of the mind by offering them as oblation to the fire God. Number 7. He should wink several times and then shut the eyes. By winking, as the outward scene is cut off, so are the pursuits and distractions of the mind destroyed. Number 8. He should exhale air forcibly 2 or 3 times and then hold his breath as long as he can. Then he should start breathing slowly and come to the natural state of breathing. By doing so, pursuits and distractions of the mind disappear. The result of concentration of mind on God is explained in the next 2 verses. Verse 27. Prashanta manasam hiyanam yoginam sukham uttamam uppeti shanta rajasam brahma bhutam akalmasham. Satvika happiness verily comes to the yogi whose mind is calm, whose passions are subdued, who is sinless. Comment. Akalmasham, sinless, is he who is free from tamas, that is, darkness attribute, dispositions such as obtuseness, inactivity, heedlessness, and delusion. Shanta rajasam, whose passions are subdued, is he whose rajas, physical attribute, propensities, that is, passions of greed, activity, undertaking of actions with a selfish motive, restlessness and a thirst for enjoyments are subdued. Prashanta Manasam, one of peaceful mind, is he whose mind becomes calm because he renounces all tamasika and rajasika passions and is free from the mundane pursuits and distractions. Verse 28. युञ्जन एवं सदात्मनां योगी विगता कल्मषः सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखम् अश्नुते. The sinless yogi, thus uniting his self constantly with God, easily enjoys the infinite bliss of oneness with Brahma, the Absolute. Comment. Here, the term yunjan does not mean to fix the mind on God through practice. It signifies one's identity with God. This identification is not through mental pursuits. The yogi constantly unites his self with God and thus becomes free from the feelings of egoism and mindness. This freedom from mindness and egoism means freedom from sins because affinity of egoism and mindness with the world is the root of sins. Om Tat Sat. All glories to Sri Partha Sarthi, Lord Shri Krishna. All glories to Bhagavad Vani, Srimad Bhagavad-Gita. Sri Hari Arpanamastu.